I'm Annie Sowden and I've just arrived on my 10-day bush holiday. I'm here to show you exactly what to pack and how to do it. Over here is the luggage that I've brought along for my 10-day holiday. And I know that from chatting to clients, it is incredibly daunting trying to work out what to take when you've been given a weight limit of 15 kilograms or 33 pounds. Added to that, you've been told you have to come with a soft bag. So I'm going to make it easy for you and show you how to do it. So the first thing you need to decide when you're going on safari is what piece of luggage you're going to use. Generally, you'll be told that you need to travel with a soft bag and you need to travel with less than 15 kilograms or 33 pounds of luggage. And that's because you're flying on a small aircraft. Your bag that goes into the hold has to be super flexible. So this is my bush bag. I love it. It's completely soft. You can squash it down. It fits in anywhere and it's pretty sturdy. However, I just want to show you another possibility. And take a look at this sporting bag. This also does the trick, and again, it has no rigid structure, so that's a perfect option as well. And then as part of your bags to take on the aircraft with you, I always use this little bag for my cameras, my laptops, and my cell phones, etc. And then I have, as my other option, for ladies, I know we like to use a purse. I use my beautiful little ladies bush bag, and here, for example, is another option of a bush bag. I usually pack 3 shirts when I'm traveling for a 10-day holiday, and you'll notice that I've got 2 shirts in a beautiful linen. They're in neutral colors, and this particular shirt is a quick dry fabric and very, very lightweight. You'll also notice that the shirts are all long sleeve with collars, really useful in the bush. And the wonderful thing is that lodges offer free complimentary laundry service when you're there, so no need to take more than 3 shirts. So what to wear on your bottom half? I always love to wear my jeans. I live in them, I'm comfortable in them. However, some people find that they're a little bit too hot. So what I'd recommend you do is to actually purchase some lightweight pants like these. They're that special fabric. And the beauty about them is that they actually zip off, so you can turn them into shorts. Again, what I do is I usually take about 3 pairs in total for my 10-day bush safari. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, it's just so easy to wash them and get them dry in time, so that you never need to have any worries about clean laundry. So the principle of layering is exceptionally important when you're going on safari. We start in the early mornings. When the animals move, that's when we move. When the animals are tired and resting, that's when we rest. So we mimic their behavior. And typically what I like to do is layer up at 5:30 in the morning. And here are some samples of what one could use to layer up with. So typically this is this undershirt here is a very thin fabric made by Patagonia. Body hugging, really does the job well. And then you could easily put that top over it, which is a jersey jacket, and that again has the tight sleeves, the tight woven knit, so that really does a great job. But what I like to do is I actually just pull out a sweater from my own wardrobe. It's just a simple sweater which I wear with my jeans with a beautiful scarf. And then I use my Uniqlo jacket, which is so lightweight. I've got a whole range of these and I just love them. So that is the best way to layer, would be to use these 2 items. I love taking a range of scarves with me. As you can see, I've got one round my neck, and here are some other samples of ones that I usually travel with. They're really useful. If you're leaving in the early morning, they keep your neck nice and warm, or if you're driving down a dusty road, they're great to cover your mouth and nose just to keep the dust at bay. And then the African kikoi is just the most marvelous piece of fabric. It's really useful as a sarong around your cozy, or you can use it to keep the sun off you, or you can use it around your neck as well as a scarf. So you've just come back from the most magnificent game drive. You've arrived at the lodge, you're having your breakfast, you've had a lovely coffee, and now it's time to relax, and you have approximately about 4 hours time off during the middle of the day. So what I typically do is I bring along my swimsuit, and I have a lovely lightweight linen or cotton dress like this, which I put over the swimsuit, go and enjoy myself at the swimming pool, and when it's time to have lunch, I pop this beautiful shirt dress over my swimsuit. The other beautiful thing about this dress is you can very easily use it if you're passing through a city like Victoria Falls for the day. It just needs a little belt and some sandals, and hey presto, there you go. So the big question is, what shoes do you need when going on safari? So I always take a closed-toed pair of shoes with a great sole, and that sees me through for the entire safari. And then I also take with me a sandal for during the middle of the day when I'm relaxing around the swimming pool. Now I've actually brought a few pairs as a sample for you, so I'd just like to show those to you. These are perfect shoes for going on safari. They've got a great sole, they're comfortable, they're completely casual. This is a really good little sandal. It's very lightweight and perfect to wear while you're relaxing around the lodge, as well as these flip-flops. Those are also a good option. Just bear in mind, when you're in the bush, often there are sandy paths you're walking on with very big thorns. So my preference is rather have a bit of a solid sole. I've brought along some other options for you because some people think they need to rush out and go and buy a heavy hiking boot. That's not necessary. You can bring your sneakers along, your Nikes are great. All of these work so well on a safari drive. The last shoe that I'd like to show you is actually a watertight boot. And this is really great when you're going to go and trek to see the gorillas, because even if you're trekking during dry season, you'll find that there is water in the rainforest and you need a watertight boot. But they're super, they're light and easy to wear. Let's talk about hats. I love this hat. One of the reasons why is because it folds up so beautifully when you're actually traveling. I often put this in my bush bag, and no matter how long the flight is, when I get to the other side, hey presto, it just retains its shape. I also like the broad brim. It's important to cover your neck and your face at the same time. So for me, a peaked cap is not a good idea. And then the adjustable strap inside is really excellent to make sure that this hat doesn't blow off your head when the vehicle is moving. So it's really important to find out what the weather's doing when you go on safari. Some months it can be extremely cold in the early hours of the morning and in the evening on the evening game drives. We highly recommend that you bring along with you some fleece-lined gloves, as well as a fleece-lined beanie or a knitted beanie and a beautiful warm woolen scarf. And then a little trick that I have is I bring my leggings along and I wear these under my jeans, and it's amazing how it keeps the warmth and the heat in. When going on safari, you need to also ask the question, are you traveling during dry season or rainy season? If you're traveling during rainy season, we highly recommend that you bring along a raincoat. It's also good to note that on safari vehicles, they've got the most fabulous ponchos that are lined, comfortable to wear, and they have lots of space underneath them. And then they also have blankets on the vehicles, and sometimes if you're lucky you even get a hot water bottle on the vehicle. So ladies, I always like to include a little something small that I can use if, for example, I'm passing through a town like Victoria Falls. Maybe I want to go and have dinner at the Victoria Falls Hotel, and this gorgeous little light silk dress just folds into absolutely nothing and weighs nothing. And here's just another sample of something that could work exactly in the same way. Just a beautiful silk dress with some embroidery. So we're drilling down to the last few items that you're going to be packing into your bush bag. Firstly, with regards to pajamas, I normally take 2 pairs whenever I'm going on a 10-day safari. A shorter safari, you only need 1 pair. This is where you would put your smalls, so your socks and your underwear, you put into a little bag. Just remember that the lodges don't wash smalls. There's plenty of time to do that during the course of the day, but you will need to take care of that yourself. And then your toiletry bag, it's so important to actually use lightweight containers, use samples. That's what I usually do. Try not to bring heavy glass containers with you. And then one last thing that I always think is just a fantastic thing to have on safari. This is a lightweight little laundry bag that I take along. So if I'm moving from one lodge to another, and for example, I'm moving, say, on the 4th day to another lodge, I put day 3's dirty clothing in here, and when I arrive at the 2nd lodge on day 4, I just simply hand them my laundry bag. So this is one of my carry-on pieces of luggage. And because I typically always carry my laptop with me, a camera, my binoculars, this is typically what I would carry with me. So firstly, you've got all your charger cables as well as your camera charger. And these I would put into a bag like this. So I keep everything compartmentalized in bags. And then, very, very, very importantly, you must always bring along a multi-plug when you're traveling internationally. Nothing more frustrating than you can't plug your laptop in. So that would also go in here. The other thing I always do is I always carry along a little t-shirt and a little change of underwear on my hand luggage. So that's just a little t-shirt in there with my change of underwear. Very important, a torch. You can either use a head torch like this or a normal little tiny torch, but it's so useful, especially when you're on a game drive. You come through to the end of the game drive in the evening, you're getting off the vehicle and suddenly you can't find your sunglasses or you can't find your binocs, and that's when you need your torch. Then the other thing I do is always take your own personal little medical kit. So whatever you usually use, the lodges are so well equipped, but for any chronic medication or any specific brands you like, always bring that along. Then very importantly, when traveling through Africa, you need to bring locks with you for your suitcases, especially the ones that go in the hold. So I normally take along 2 locks. Binoculars are arguably the most important part of any safari. This is crucial. Bring along a great set of binocs. It will infinitely enhance your safari. And then of course, if you're into photography, bring along your camera as well. My laptop never leaves my side, so that always comes with me. And then very, very importantly, bring along some envelopes, because these are great for handing out gratuities at the lodge. I normally bring along some beautiful little cards so that I can write thank you notes to the guys at the lodge, and I also make copies of all my important documents. So that is what would go into this bag here. So I've used my purse to travel up to the lodge, and typically this is what would be in my purse en route to the lodge. I've got my to-go coffee mug, which doesn't stay far away from me. I have my passport, yellow fever, insurance details, and some small change in my passport holder. I have some sunblock, which is crucial. Here's my passport, and then always bring 2 sets of reading glasses and separate them in your luggage. Your sunglasses are important. And then my little comfort bag has these contents here. So there's hand sanitizer, there is tissues, lip ice, some mosquito repellent, some mints, and this fantastic Zambak, which is great for putting onto little scratches, or it's just got a great healing quality about it, and it's definitely an African ointment. Always good to keep your torch handy, and then a journal as well. And then when you've actually arrived at the lodge, as you can see, this bag is so fantastic to go on your actual game drive with. I empty it out, put these elements in the safe, and then I put my kikoi in, my binocs, my camera, definitely my elements of comfort bag, my torch, and my to-go coffee mug, and that's me. I'm ready for safari. I really hope that you found today useful when packing to come to Africa. It goes without saying that when you book with Safari Giants, we always send you a comprehensive packing list, and we're always happy to jump onto a Zoom call and talk you through it. See you on safari. Cheers, bye.